how's married life treating you guys?
Oh my God, it is so much fun. You know, marrying your best mate is just, it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah, we always say you should marry your best friend.
It's true. It's the best advice, yeah. We feel like we're on like a play date forever.
Nicola's father is Nelson Peltz. You can even see Brooklyn in a picture here in the Google search. And Nicola and Elon Musk. He's worth $1.6 billion.
Nicola Peltz is reportedly getting $1 million a month from her dad, Nelson Peltz, which sounds like a ton of money, but remember, her dad is a billionaire. So how much does $1 million a month even mean to him? And how did he get so rich that even the Beckhams look budget in comparison?
For years, the Beckham family appeared untouchable. Perfect smiles, glamorous events, and that unmistakable aura of having it all together. From the outside, they looked like a modern fairy tale, but lately that carefully polished image has begun to fracture, and what's spilling out is far from picture perfect. At the center of the storm stands Brooklyn Beckham, his wife Nicola Peltz, and her billionaire father Nelson Peltz. A man insiders say never truly believed Brooklyn measured up to his daughter. What once felt like quiet tension and subtle discomfort behind closed doors has now erupted into an all-out family clash, and with every passing day, it's growing uglier. Legal notices are being exchanged. Public statements are landing like punches, and where there was once warmth, there's now icy silence. The fallout may already be beyond repair. Boundaries have been pushed too far, trust has burned away, and no one seems interested in pretending everything is fine anymore. The question echoing everywhere is simple but explosive. Has Brooklyn genuinely stepped into his own independence, or has he been completely absorbed into the powerful Peltz circle? Because behind the glossy Instagram photos and heartfelt captions, there appears to be a deeper struggle over influence and control. The real shockwave hit when Brooklyn chose to take his grievances public. In a long, emotional social media post, he openly criticized his own parents. He accused David and Victoria Beckham of manipulating the narrative, prioritizing their global brand over their son, and repeatedly showing disrespect toward Nicola. It wasn't vague or subtle, it felt like a public breaking point. Brooklyn didn't soften his words. He left no space for reinterpretation or damage control. He made it unmistakably clear that his loyalty was with Nicola and that reconciliation with his family was not currently an option. What stunned observers wasn't just the content, it was the tone. There was no hint of, "we're working through it," no suggestion of hope, just a firm final separation that left fans stunned. But the situation runs deeper. Sources close to the Beckhams say Brooklyn's public statement wasn't random. Something significant reportedly happened in private before everything went online. According to insiders, David and Victoria had sent Brooklyn a personal letter, not through social media, not leaked to the press, not passed along by friends, a direct private message to their son. Why? Because communication between them had reportedly collapsed entirely. And here's where it escalated even further. Brooklyn had allegedly sent his parents a cease and desist notice, requesting that they stop speaking about him publicly and route any future communication through legal representatives. What had once been family disagreement had now crossed into legal territory. That move sent shockwaves through the Beckham family. But what hurt most, insiders say, wasn't the legal document itself. It was the suspicion that Brooklyn hadn't acted alone. David and Victoria reportedly believed external influence was at play, particularly from Nicola and her powerful family, including Nelson Peltz. The letter the Beckhams sent back was said to be deeply emotional. Not aggressive, not threatening, just two concerned parents asking for reassurance that their son was okay. They reportedly pleaded for clarity, for understanding, for some sign that he was safe and steady. Instead of easing tensions, it seemed to intensify them. Within days, Brooklyn posted his fiery public message. He insisted he was finally speaking for himself. He strongly rejected the idea that Nicola was controlling him. According to him, the real control had come from his own upbringing. He claimed his parents had directed his life for years. And he made it clear he would not return to that dynamic. And that's where opinions split. Brooklyn says he has found freedom. But critics point out that since distancing himself from his family, his world appears almost entirely centered around the Peltz family. He socializes within their circles. He lives closely connected to their environment. Reports suggests that communication with his parents now happens only through intermediaries. What some see as independence, others interpret as a shift in power. And then there's the wedding, particularly the now infamous first dance. Brooklyn has claimed that during what was meant to be his romantic moment with Nicola, Victoria stepped onto the dance floor and took over. He described feeling humiliated in front of guests. According to his account, Nicola became so upset that she left the room in tears. That single moment has been discussed endlessly. While recollections may vary, most agree that something shifted that night. Witnesses say the atmosphere changed almost instantly. What was supposed to symbolize unity between two influential families instead created visible tension. Many believe the issue wasn't about music or timing. It was about boundaries, about space, about respect. What could have been a tender mother-son memory instead felt to some like a struggle over presence and pride. For Nicola, that evening appears to have marked a turning point. After the wedding, insiders claim she made her expectations clear. Brooklyn was reportedly placed in a painful position, maintain peace with his mother or stand firmly beside his wife. From that moment on, his choice seemed evident. Since then, the distance between Brooklyn and his family has reportedly grown colder. Invitations declined, family gatherings skipped, direct communication nearly non-existent. Nicola, according to sources, has remained firm in avoiding events where David and Victoria would be present. The divide is no longer subtle, it's visible.
What is my biggest fear?
Well, I know a funny one. He hates square plates and big
Oh my gosh. I'm scared of them, but they more like just piss me off. There's one animal that I just don't like.
Oh, I don't know that. Snakes?
I love snakes.
I don't know what animal you like.
Don't?
What was this? Was this a hint?
It's that big.
A rat?
I don't mind that.
A hamster?
No, I'm not scared of a hamster.
An armadillo? Can it?
A what?
No.
It's an armadillo.
No, you went like this. They're kind of big, right?
I hate cockroaches.
Oh, what? The cockroach is not this big.
Some are.
This big.
Yes.
Whether Nicola's stance is viewed as self-protection or strategic positioning depends entirely on perspective, but the outcome is undeniable. Brooklyn Beckham, once seen as the heir to one of the most recognizable family legacies in the world, now appears largely estranged from the people who raised him. Meanwhile, Nicola continues to maintain her presence confidently in public life, and through it all, one figure remains almost entirely silent: her father, Nelson Peltz. A billionaire investor known for corporate strategy and calculated decisions, Nelson operates in a world far removed from celebrity theatrics. He values structure, results, and leverage. According to several reports, he has never been particularly impressed with Brooklyn's career direction. From photography to cooking ventures to lifestyle branding, insiders say Nelson viewed Brooklyn's professional path as scattered and inconsistent. There were no public criticisms, just quiet skepticism. And when someone with Nelson's financial power quietly questions your direction, that doubt carries weight, particularly when you've married into his family. Before the wedding, a strict prenuptial agreement was reportedly signed. Its terms were clear. If the marriage were ever to end, Brooklyn would not have access to the Peltz family fortune. He would leave with only what he and Nicola built together. The agreement wasn't shocking in wealthy circles, but it raised questions about balance, about control, about who holds financial leverage in the relationship. If the marriage were to falter, Brooklyn would not only lose his partner, he would also lack the safety net of his family, having distanced himself so publicly. That possibility is said to deeply worry David and Victoria. Still, those close to the Beckhams say their door remains open. They would reportedly welcome Brooklyn back without conditions or demands, no public apology required, just a desire to reconnect. Brooklyn, however, has stated he has no regrets. He believes he spoke honestly. He feels justified. Meanwhile, his siblings remain closely bonded with their parents. They continue celebrating milestones together, sharing family moments publicly, and building their own paths while maintaining connection. That contrast has fueled speculation. If the household was truly unbearable, critics ask, why is Brooklyn the only one who severed ties so completely? Voices from his earlier years have begun to surface as well. One of the most unexpected came from his former youth football coach at Queen's Park Rangers. He expressed concern, not judgment. He described Brooklyn's Brooklyn's teenage years as glamorous on the surface, but pressured beneath it all. Full-time security at 14, constant supervision, limited normalcy. According to the coach, fame brought expectations, not freedom. The pressure to represent the Beckham name may have shaped Brooklyn in ways the public never saw. That context complicates the narrative. Still, one truth stands out. Nicola did not leave her world to join Brooklyn's. Brooklyn stepped fully into hers. She remained anchored to her powerful family and financial independence. He distanced himself from his original foundation. That shift altered the balance of his life. Isolation, observers note, can quietly amplify influence. When one household becomes your primary emotional anchor, their values, perspectives, and power inevitably shape your decisions, sometimes without overt pressure. And through it all, Nelson Peltz remains silent. No interviews, no rebuttals, no visible involvement, but those familiar with his world say silence can be its own strategy. He is known to be analytical and unimpressed by celebrity status alone. Reports suggest he sees Brooklyn as talented, yet unfocused, still leaning heavily on the Beckham name. In high-power circles, perception becomes reality.
How do you feel about expanding the family?
I've always wanted to be a young dad. It's like been my dream. I could have like 10, but her body, whatever, it's her decision.
What do you make of that number?
That is really sweet. I have 7 siblings. So I think he loves being with my family. He has like built-in boy best friends now. So I think he really loves that. But yeah, we really do want a big family. We want to have some of our own kids, and then we really want to adopt kids too. So
whether that assessment is fair or not almost becomes secondary when reputation and influence are involved. In elite environments, cutting off one's own family does not automatically signal independence. It can raise doubts about stability and judgment. Behind the scenes, Brooklyn's evolving career adds another layer. Photography, culinary projects, branding ventures. Each shift invites scrutiny. Compared to David Beckham's decades of discipline and consistent brand building, Brooklyn's journey appears experimental. For the Peltz family, known for strategic structure, unpredictability may feel risky. The cultural contrast between the two families is stark, one built on legacy, endurance, and public loyalty, the other grounded in corporate leverage and measurable results. When those philosophies collide, friction is inevitable. Sources close to David and Victoria claim the change in their son happened gradually. Conversations became formal, decisions appeared filtered, legal involvement replaced family dialogue. Brooklyn denies that version completely. Still, timing matters. The closer he grew to Nicola, the more distant he became from his parents. And yet, his siblings remain connected. Their continued closeness raises difficult questions. If the environment was unbearable, why did only one child break away so dramatically? Supporters say Brooklyn is courageously standing in his truth. Critics suggest the emotional cost has been immense. Most public family conflicts follow a predictable arc: shock, silence, reconciliation. But this situation feels different because it isn't only emotional. It involves power structures, legal frameworks, and 2 influential dynasties with opposing value systems. The longer the separation continues, the more permanent it appears. This isn't just about a wedding dance or harsh words, it's about influence, loyalty, control, identity. And the question remains, what happens if Brooklyn ever wants to reconnect? Returning requires humility and forgiveness from all sides. While David and Victoria reportedly remain open, insiders suggest rebuilding trust would be complicated. Too much has unfolded publicly. So where does that leave things? Would Nicola support reconciliation if Brooklyn reconsidered? Would Nelson Peltz quietly accept it? Or has the divide grown too deep? Right now, it feels as though the Beckhams exist in 2 parallel realities. One unified and steady, the other separate and resolute. Brooklyn says he stands by his choice. His parents say they will wait. And at the center remains Nicola Peltz. Steady, composed, unwavering. Whether she is protecting her marriage or shaping the narrative depends on who you ask, but one reality is clear. Brooklyn Beckham's life has shifted permanently. The distance between his past and present feels vast. This story goes beyond celebrity headlines. It's about family legacy, influence, and the cost of choosing love over tradition. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Beckham Peltz drama and want more real, unfiltered royal and celebrity stories, make sure you subscribe to Kayla No Royals. We break down the headlines, uncover the layers behind the glamour, and bring you the details everyone's talking about.